Can you talk about where we find Barry as the season starts? Will we see him in the Speed Force at all?
We will not see Barry in the Speed Force. When we pick up, he's been in there 6 months. So I think it's honestly been harder on the team, on Team Flash, because they've had to pick up the pieces and carry on. And the way I see it, time is kind of non-linear in the Speed Force. So Barry is kind of just, it's not really been the same experience of past times where we've seen people in his life embodying the Speed Force and kind of talking him through his experience. I think more or less he's been in there by himself and having things kind of all come at him at once. I think it's like he's experienced his life from start to end, kind of infinity times over. So when he comes out, he's, it's like an awakening in some ways. I think he has an understanding of things he hasn't had before, but he's also kind of scrambled and he's not really himself because it's been a jarring experience.
Can you tease the adjustment that has to happen when he comes back? Like the impact, on the rest of the team?
Yeah, I mean, I think, again, that Barry's in a good place, and then the team is going to kind of have to find a way to forgive him almost for his sacrifice and fall in line with him again and move forward. I think Barry's more than ready to move forward when he comes out, and he's had a chance to let go of the mistakes he's made the last few years, especially last year, which sent us down the spiral of impending death with Iris and losing HR, and obviously Barry, rightfully so, blamed himself for a lot of that, and I think because of this experience he's been able to kind of let that go and let go the loss of all of his family, friends over the last few years, and Barry will be stronger, I think, than he's ever been, and everybody else will kind of have to, in their own time, find a way to forgive him.
What is Flash is Barry as the Flash is gone, but now Wally's kind of stepped into the Flash's shoes. Is that going to be an adjustment for Barry to deal with?
No, I think Barry he's going to come out more, I think, mature than we've ever seen him. And Barry's always appreciated what Wally's trying to do. They butt heads, and obviously, and it's like a little brother, big brother relationship. But he's always respected Wally, and I think the fact that he's, taken over while he was gone will create even more respect for Wally in Barry's eyes. Yeah.
Can you tease what it'll mean for Barry and Iris? Like when Barry gets back?
Barry's, happy to be back with the love of his life, and I think Iris was left heartbroken, obviously. But she picked up and moved on and took over as the leader of Team Flash while Barry was gone, and ran things with Kid Flash out in the field, and she's in the Cortex, kind of manning everything. And it's harder for her when Barry comes back to understand why he made that decision, to not take it personally that he left her behind. But Barry is going to let her go through that, and he's ready to move on. They're looking forward to their wedding, and I think it's going to be a fun, much happier season.
That's what everybody keeps saying.
That's what we want, and it's what we're hearing from the creators. So and I've read, we're in the middle of shooting episode 2. I haven't read the 3rd one yet, but it's true thus far. We're having fun on set. It's funnier material. It's back to kind of season 1. But I think we've all grown as actors since then, so I think it'll be our strongest season, for sure.
On the actor's point of view, how was it the last season that was pretty dark?
It was I've said this to the creators, nothing against the show, but it was absolutely the least fun season. It was hard. It was a dark season. And like in season 1, when I shot the scene with Nora, where I go back in time and I want to save her, but then I watch her die. That was the hardest scene I've ever shot on the show. And when I went home, I was still affected by it. I was still I was in the shower crying, I remember, after, because we shot it for 4 hours, and I remember just being rocked by it. I felt like I'd really lost somebody because we had done it for so long. And there were a lot of days last year like that, and you go home in a bad mood because you've been playing these dark things all day, and you kind of become aggravated easily. And it was just a hard season. I can only imagine. I'm watching The Leftovers right now, and Like you get so stressed out because you're like, just something go right. Like, and I bet if, those actors must go home in bad moods every day. Like, so hopefully it won't be that for us this year.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you.